Alright, so if you're watching this video, you're probably somebody that's driven to complete a certain type of goal. You're probably driven to do things better than other people, and you're just a perfectionist overall. This video basically tells you my story on what drives me, and I'm basically gonna display some tips for you guys to show different ways that can drive you when you're not motivated, things like that, ways to insert discipline so that when you're not motivated, you have a reason to do these things. What drives you? Let me explain the story of my life, alright? Throughout my whole life, I've moved a lot. I've always had to go to different schools and things like that. I've always been doubted. It's always been like, oh, that kid is weird. Man, I don't know what's up with this guy. Things like that. I was always like a little bit chubby, a little bit antisocial, stuff like that. And especially in elementary school, it was bad. Like, I couldn't even like speak to anybody because I would automatically assume I was gonna move. So I would kind of be like introverted and quiet and in the corner. And kids would always pick on me because, you know, elementary school, man, it's brutal. Let me tell you guys. Everybody knows that elementary school is brutal. So, you know, I would be that weird kid. I was that kid that, like, everybody made fun of. And, like, I used to just do my homework and the teachers, like, would love me, things like that. Because that was the only way I could, like, express myself. You know, middle school, I was very, very shy at first, you know, very introverted. But then, like, I started to break out my shell a little bit. And then basically what drove me, what kind of shifted my life in middle school was like this girl. I liked her, whatever, boom. She didn't like me back, obviously, and she ended up liking the athletic kid in the class. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be the guy that's just confident. I'm just gonna be that guy that is him. Like, yo, alright, you don't like me? That sucks for you. Things like that. So when high school hit, you know, I was a little bit weird in high school, all throughout high school actually, but I was very confident in myself. You know, 10th, 11th grade, I was very confident in my abilities. I was always trying to be the best. And that resulted from like the things that happened in my childhood, just like always being doubted and things like that. I was just never the guy to finish in first place, you know. And it keeps driving me. To this day, I'm never the guy that finishes in first place. If I start a project, somebody does it better than me. This YouTube thing, one of my best friends, he like started it and like a month later, he had a video with 200,000 views. I'm never the guy that finishes in first place, and I think that's for a reason. I feel like I'm learning my work ethic through this this challenging feeling that I'm always having. And it's the reason why I work so hard. I want to be in first place. I want to feel what that feels like. I'm ready to have my one win. And I always preach this on my channel. A million losses mean nothing when you have one win. LeBron's gotten dunked on. LeBron's gotten shot in his face. LeBron has lost and tried to block a game winner and lost. Nobody remembers that. They just remember his W's and his historical moments. First thing you want to do to figure out what drives you is figure out what keeps you up at night. What are the things that stress you out? You know, what keeps you up at night? The things that either stress you out or the things that you're so passionate about that you don't want to go to sleep. You know, you're in bed and you're just thinking about it all the time. I'm not talking about the stupid college stuff, nothing like that. Let's say, hey man, you're into basketball, all right? Let's just say you're into basketball and it keeps you up at night. You're that obsessed with it. When you wake up, first thing you do is you get a workout in. You come home, you eat protein. You go out, second workout. Boom, you come home, you're watching film. You work out again. Become obsessed, you know? Figure out what keeps you up at night and then become obsessed with it. Make it your lifestyle, like this thing, you know? Next thing you want to do is identify why you're not currently doing it. You know, a lot of my friends, they wanted to be basketball players. Identify why you're not taking those steps towards your goal, you know? Obviously, none of my friends made it to be a basketball player, but that's because they were distracted all the time. They didn't care as much as they say they did, because if they cared, you know, they would be working out 5 a.m. They'd be on that field working. Same thing with me. I've said things that I cared about, and I didn't care about it as much as I said I would. Baseball. I was the captain of my team like 3 out of 4 years, and I still didn't care about it as much as I said I did, because if I did, my diet would have been different. I would have been doing insane things. And now I was that kid that did 6 a.m. runs before school. Don't do that, especially because my school had no showers, so I was tweaking. But you know, it still wasn't enough. You need to be that guy that makes it enough, you know? Identify what you're doing that is not getting you to that goal. And the last thing you want to do to execute is to create a plan. Create a plan of action. I use the app Notion. I literally live on this app. Write everything down, man. If it comes to mind, write it down so that you can execute on it. Just like make sure you have a plan. You know, I create a monthly task list. I'm already in the middle of my April one. Knocked out 3 out of 5 things. I have 2 more things I have to knock out, and boom, you know, I have my goal. My goal is set. I'm ready to go. And that's how I break things down. I go through monthly intervals because, you know, I don't want to have it by day, but I don't want to have it by year. I just go by month, month by month, month by month, and then every day I get close to my goal. Create a plan like that. Just find a way to keep track, to hold yourself accountable, things like that, so that you can become more successful in the future. But yeah, guys, these are the things, these are the reason that I'm such a driven person. What drives you? Write down in the comments the things that drive you every day to work hard. And hey, if you guys liked it, definitely make sure to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me if you do. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.